Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good. It's Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure, another episode. That is Bill Althouse. I'm Tony Stevens. All of our full podcast episodes are on YouTube and Spotify and Patreon also. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Please like and subscribe, especially subscribe. We like that very much. And we love reading your comments. We would love to read them on one of our episodes, or all our episodes for that matter, so please do. Let's jump right in like we do every week. We cover the hot topics. We cover the sports. Chiefs win.
Wow, yeah.
Was that like the most boring, worst half of football you ever saw in your life?
I watched the second half simply because I wanted to see their first win, and I felt like they could get a win.
You knew we were going to win that, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. The Giants, they're bad.
Had that monster game the week before against Dallas, but I think that was not a representation of that team.
I think, that was Russell Wilson's best passing game ever, and that dude has been, this is a Super Bowl quarterback, but he's done. By the way, he's benched now.
Yeah.
So Jackson Dart, the kid there, first-round draft pick, will be the quarterback from now on. So,
did you notice in that game they showed Jackson Dart more than they showed Russell Wilson? And I don't know who put his eye black on, but it was under his eye and then just down, and then nothing under the other eye. So I don't know if he was making a statement or what, but it looked crazy.
I have a new fave on the Chiefs. That Tyquan Thornton. That boy can catch passes. I like him.
That touchdown pass that he caught.
And the one before.
Well, and the one before, and, had it not been for replay, they wouldn't have overruled that.
They called it a touchdown.
Yeah, they called it a touchdown. So, I liked his presence on the sidelines. Every time they showed the sidelines, he's going up and down the bench and high-fiving guys, and, he was having fun. And that's what the Chiefs need to start doing.
In the post-conference, the news conference after the game, he was even better. He was a good kid. Did you see any of that?
Yeah, it made me feel so good.
I'm glad we got him. And, he was a second-round pick, if I'm not mistaken, just a couple of years ago by the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he played at Baylor.
Yeah.
And you imagine how potentially good the Chiefs' offense could be as with Thornton as the third receiver with Rice and Worthy and him, and then you still got guys like Juju.
I know.
I forgot. And Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
Duh. So I think we can, let's get through these next few games and see what happens.
Well, and Rice is back practicing with the team.
And I think, and so is Worthy.
Yes.
You think he might play against the Ravens? I don't know.
I was kind of worried about that game, but
see that last night?
Yes.
The Ravens. Yeah. So, the Ravens, they got a little bit of a concern with the best player they got. Well, not Jackson, but with the running back, Derrick Henry has fumbled the ball in all three games.
I know.
And he fumbled at the goal line for them to take the lead, which would have won them the first game. Yep. And then he fumbled the ball in this third game. And all you can see on the sideline was him going, oh, my God, saying that. And I felt bad for him, but, man, I don't know. And Lamar
Jackson.
Lamar was sacked 7 times, 8 times.
7 or 8 times.
And then had gains of 1 or 2, like 3 or 4 other times. If our defense has played well.
Yes.
We got it. You know what? I don't see why we can't win this game.
I think we just
got to play well.
I mean, after seeing the second half, if the Chiefs do go on and have the type of season so many, like you and I expect, you can turn to the second half of the last game.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it all began.
I'm not going to disagree. Royals, on the other hand, wrap up, and it's so disappointing because, they were in it till mid-September.
Yeah.
Early September. They were a game out 2 weeks ago.
Yes, they were.
And then within a week, they were 7 games out. And that's too bad. I mean, they took a lot of injuries to their pitching staff, and the pitching staff still was good.
Yes.
But you got to say it was a disappointing season because we made the playoffs last year. We brought back a strong pitching staff against this year. And then, the first half of the year, we were scoring hardly any runs. And then it's 20 runs one night, none the next. And I hope they get that fixed.
You win 20-1. Of course, you do miss the extra point in that game, but 20-1.
Yeah.
And then... you lose 2-0. I just
That's so frustrating.
I know. I can't imagine how frustrating it is for Picola, the GM, and for Quintero, the manager. You just don't know what you're getting any night you go out.
Well, I know what we're going to get. I'm hoping we're going to get is an outfielder that can hit.
Yes.
Over the winter.
Yes, totally.
So we'll see. On the other hand, the KC Current, they win the Shield. The Shield is the award given in women's soccer for the team with the best record in the regular season. They got that with 5 games left to go.
I know.
That team, my goodness, they are odds-on favorite to win the whole thing. And, boy, I hope they do. That team has just played great.
The championship game was scheduled to be in Kansas City, and they lost in the semifinals. Yeah, so right. They've got a little bit of fire in the belly to get in there and win that championship this year.
Yeah. High school sports. What's going on?
Tell you what,
I watched that game you and Dale covered there.
Yeah,
Blue Springs.
Blue Springs stubbed their toe. They were looking so good.
That was against...
it was against Staley, and an interesting little fact, the greatest defensive coordinator I've ever seen on the high school level is a guy named Greg Oder. He won 3 state championships while he was at Blue Springs South. He left Blue Springs South, went to join Kelly Donahoe over at Rockhurst. Well, now he's at Staley.
Oh.
And all they did was pick off 6 passes, including one for a pick six for a touchdown.
And that six passes was the young man we had spoken about.
Talked about Wyatt Erickson, and this kid's going to rebound.
Oh, he will.
He's going to be fine. But, he put all the weight of that loss on his shoulders. Well, after the game, their offensive coordinator and head coach both talked about how we've got to do a better job coaching. They did not point an accusing finger. They did not say one negative thing. I mean, it was a 21-14 game.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't a 42-0 blowout, but it was a loss that I really thought that they would win that game.
Yeah.
But when you got Greg Oder's defense going against your team, you got to have your A game, and they didn't have their A game. Whereas Blue Springs South just continues to roll. The number 4 team in the state, head and shoulders the best team I've seen out in eastern Jackson County. And it's going to be fun in 4 weeks when those 2 teams meet for the Cat Clash, Blue Springs and Blue Springs South. So, football, I love football. This is crazy. Green Valley High School, they're ranked, I think, number 4 in the state in softball.
Really?
In 1 inning, they had a home run cycle. A girl hit a solo homer, next girl, 2-run homer, 3-run homer, and a grand slam, all in 1 inning. I have looked at every record book I can find. And I know of individual players that have done it many times, but I can't find anything where a team did it, let alone doing it in 1 inning in a 13-0 win over a really good Fort Osage team. So if the weather holds off today, I'm going to be going out and checking out the Eagles and do a feature on those girls because their coach called me after the game. He goes, "You're not going to believe what you missed," and I'd have given anything to have been there.
Yeah, good for those girls. That's great.
Then, you want a story that just makes you smile and feel good? Nick Small is the cross-country coach at Green Valley, and when his son and 2 of his best friends were in 4th grade, they wrote up a proposal and sent it to the superintendent of schools, Brad Welling, in the Green Valley School District. They wanted to hold a charity 5K run. They wanted all the money to go to the Green Valley Educational Foundation. and they sent a proposal to Dr. Welly, and he told me at the event, he said, I couldn't believe this was from fourth graders. He said, they show up to visit with me about it. He says, I'm in a polo shirt and just kind of relaxed.
These are fourth graders?
Fourth graders.
So
they were 9 years old when they did this. They're now 10. They came in jackets and ties. He said, I've never been more impressed or more thankful to be in the position he's had than to deal with these young men. They told Dr. Smalley they hoped that they would raise $200. The 5K glow run took place this past Friday. $5,230.
And that money goes where?
It goes to the Educational Foundation in Green Valley, so it all goes right back to help kids.
All by 9 and 10-year-olds.
9 and 10-year-olds. And I tell you what, I talked to Landon Small, the coach's son, and I said, I'm glad I got an interview with him before he's president, because this kid is ridiculous. I mean, just, yes, sir. No, sir. Here's what we wanted to do. We've been given so much from the Green Valley School District. We wanted to give something back to the other kids, and I'm like, this can't be a 10-year-old. Wow. And they did it when they were in fourth grade, 9-year-olds. So we're going to get them on when they do their next one.
That's
I just
really
think that
good.
would be so much fun, because each of these
kids
are so well-spoken, and I'm just so proud of them.
That's great. That is a good story. That is a good Smiley story. Oh, one big sporting event in town this coming weekend, the NASCAR races at Kansas Speedway. You ready for this? The Grand Marshal for Sunday's Cup race, the Hollywood Casino 400. Not Johnny Be Good, Johnny Dare. So, you know what? Good for him.
Is that his coming out? I mean, he hadn't really done anything
his
since.
What?
Well, let me rephrase
I'll tell him you said so.
Yeah.
Thanks. He'll never come on here now.
He's.
And we want to get it.
Yeah.
John, we'd love to have you on. I'm going to try and reach you. I think
great.
him and Nikki are going to be on. Other members of the show, I think they're going to be all going to be out there. But you know what? Good for Johnny Dare. Pat Warren, who runs the track out there, always was a Johnny Dare fan. And John's always been, he's not only funny and had a long-standing audience, but very philanthropic. I mean, that guy's done a lot for this community.
Yes, he has.
So Johnny Dare is going to be the Grand Marshal at the Hollywood Casino 400. Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're talking about Green Valley. Green Valley is one of the fastest growing communities on the Missouri side.
Unbelievable.
Another one of the fastest growing communities, and it has been for a long time in the metro, is Olathe.
Sure.
But at what cost? I don't know if you know about this story, and I think people in Olathe and Johnson County know about this story. A month ago, the Planning Commission in Olathe rejected and voted down on a 5-2 vote a proposal to allow a cold storage unit to build off of 175th and Lone Elm. And you're thinking, so what? It's a cold storage unit. Well, let me tell you about this place. 35,000 square feet of cooler space, 184,000 feet of freezer space. This thing is 140 feet tall. 140 feet tall. And it's right next to, within a half mile of, the Nottingham Creek subdivision, which is a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood.
Yes.
So needless to say, when the city council meeting took place a week and a half ago, they did it. They had to vote on it. It was a 5-2 vote again, and they approved it. So needless to say, the folks there in Nottingham they're concerned about, first of all, a 140-foot tall facility. It's like, oh, yeah, we're right next to the yellow house. Like, Mike, no. Oh, we're right next to that giant freezer.
Oh, man.
But, think about all of the 18-wheelers that are going to be coming through in and out of there.
It.
By the way, that's a single-lane road right now. So, and there may be some environmental safety issues involved there too, and chemicals and stuff like that. So I guess it's a done deal because they're saying they're going to start working on it next year, and it'll be done probably by 27. So cold storage.
Wow.
Another thing in KCK, this is real quick. I don't know if people will even really notice the difference. Maybe they will, but the Legends, the outlet, which has really been a good place,
Sure.
Has been sold to a company called Tanger. You maybe have heard of Tanger Outlet Malls, but it's going to become Tanger Kansas City at Legends. So something else in KCK. Two places on Parallel Parkway have the lowest gas prices in the metro. One of them is Speedway Superstore, $2.59.
That's crazy. I couldn't believe
that. And a BP, $2.64. Both of them are on Parallel Parkway. On the Missouri side, and this is probably no shock, Costco and Sam's Club.
Yeah.
They're always in the high 260s right now. The highest gas prices in the country. Which state you think it is? I know this. You may think this
California.
No.
No?
Nope.
Whoa.
Not New York. Washington State. Washington State has the highest gas prices as of this week. Average. How do people do this? $4.66 a gallon.
I don't know.
So that's basic. We're just talking about $2.59, $2.60, $2 more per gallon to fill up your car in Washington State. I mean, have you been anywhere besides Sam's Club and Costco around here? I know
there's a little mom and pop shop, gas station, convenience store. It's on the strip of land between East and West Highway 40. It's right before you come
Independence?
In Independence. It's right before you come to that intersection where you can go to Blue Springs Lake.
Oh, okay.
It's in the middle. I paid $270 yesterday. And
really?
I was doing backflips.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I tell you what, though, man. I mean, I'm old, but I remember during gas wars when I was in high school, we would go to this gas station, 17 cents for gas.
Yeah, I'm glad you
The
remember.
other station was 23 cents, and we're like, forget that 23 cents. We're going to the 17 cent on 23rd Street.
Bill's like that big money in them days.
Oh, yeah, man. My 66 Caprice.
You bet you wish you had that car right now, boy.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Let's go from the ground to the skies. Another close call.
Oh.
Seems like we do one of these stories every week.
It's nuts.
Something with an airline pilot who is not freaking paying attention or has gotten drunk. And look, I'm not painting a broad brush here with airline pilots. Seriously, when you get on a plane, you're not thinking stuff like that. These are the most trusted people probably in the country.
They've got to be.
But an air traffic controller in New York about lost his, when this particular Spirit Airlines flight got too close, in his opinion, to Air Force One. Yes, The president was on. The first lady was on. They were going to the UK.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read you the transcript. This is the air traffic controller to Spirit. Quote, "Pay attention, Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right." Nothing. "Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right now." Nothing. Then the air traffic controller's like,
"Whoa,
some of them, bitch, come on, man." They're like, you can say you can hear him complaining after reading the instructions twice. Then he finally said, "Hey, pay attention, get off your iPad." And of course, there's an investigation underway.
wow."
I mean, that guy's going to be lucky to be driving an Uber.
I can't believe that.
I mean, what is wrong with people? I mean,
I thought it couldn't get any worse than going onto a flight and having your pilot dragged off the flight handcuffed.
I don't know.
I know.
Okay, we're talking about fastest growing cities. Who would you think the rudest city in America is? You've done a lot of traveling.
I have.
If the places you've been to, or who would you think? Let me ask you that first. What do you guys think? What's the rudest place you've been to? What cities? And not just around here. I mean, don't say, Bait City or something like that, but,
Philadelphia booed Santa Claus, so that would be my pick. I spent a little bit of time.
They booed Santa Claus and threw snowballs at him.
Yeah. Everybody thinks New York. I have been to New York so many times, and I have, I was standing on a corner kind of looking around, and this older gentleman was walking his dog, and he goes, "I bet you need some help." And he didn't say it, mocking me. And he gave me these perfect directions on how to get where I was going. And, I might as well have had a big placard around my neck saying, "I'm a tourist, help."
He was walking his dog?
Yeah.
Then did he say to you, "Sir, would you please mind picking up that piece of poop my dog?" But he said it nicely, right?
He said it very nicely.
Okay, 5 rudest cities in America in the survey that I just got. Philly in the top 5.
Okay.
2 of the top 3 are in the state of Florida. Miami, number 1.
Okay.
Philly, 2. Tampa, 3. I wouldn't have known. And only 1 is a Midwest city, Louisville. And number 5, I bet you've been there with the Chiefs, Oakland.
Oh yeah, several times.
That's
Louisville freaks me out because we just got back from a vacation in Louisville.
Really? Yeah.
And the people were amazing. We went to my son is in the food and liquor business and gave us several places to go eat. And the folks were wonderful. And, I haven't spent that much time in Florida. So,
well, when we go, we go on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
We go to Destin.
Right.
People are wonderful there. So Miami, Philly, Tampa, Louisville, Oakland. So the most polite cities, 4 of the top 5 are in the Midwest.
I'd guess that.
Got any ideas what might be?
I talked to so many people.
Bait City might be in that?
It might be. If best barbecue in the area, Bait City barbecue. I would say Kansas City.
Number 5.
Is it? Okay, it should be.
Number 5.
Should be.
Number 1, Omaha.
I love Omaha.
Number 2, Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
The only non-Midwest city is San Diego. And, with that kind of weather and environment, how could you be rude?
Well, exactly.
And Columbus, Ohio, and KC.
Okay, I haven't been to Columbus.
In Kansas City.
In Omaha, when the T-Mobile Center was being built, Stacy and I went there for several concerts. Mm-hmm. And wow, the people there were amazing. We had a little German restaurant we liked to go to. And after we went the first time, we went a few months later, went to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra, then went to see Billy Joel. And we had the same waiter, and he remembered us, and he comped our drinks. So, it's cool in Omaha. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the
cool.
Rudest.
That's interesting.
Those are the most polite. Now, we're going to switch gears here. And have you ever had a personalized license plate?
No.
You or Stacy?
No.
Me neither. Actually, our band does. Heads Up. Roger, our guitar player, R.D. Snow. It's on his license plate. It says Heads Up, and I think it's HDZ.
Okay,
it's Heads Up. But the Missouri Department of Revenue has put out a list of don't even think about trying these. And there's some funny ones here. Somebody tried to get cat poo. CATPOO. Hawk Tua. Don't ask me, just look it up.
Thank God she disappeared.
So you do know. This would be good for you. Spanked, SPANKT. How about MDLFGR? Middle finger. I doubt if this was a guy. BGBOOB. My favorite one of them all, and I would have gotten this one. MOFOAH, mofo.
How about Ass Man?
Well, see, I was just going to bring that up for either one of us. Obviously, you remember
the Seinfeld
where
Kramer got.
You know,
And then
and ASSA man. Yeah, I saw this license plate. Ass man, what was the guy? Proctologist.
Yes. He went after Kramer. He wanted he wanted his vanity plate back. So
I got a couple for you.
okay.
NOPNTS. No pants.
No pants.
One more and I'll leave you alone. How about D's nuts?
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
If you went on with that, Stacy'd be
Oh man.
goodbye.
She would
be on hers.
She would be.
I would get this for me. MRTFUL. Mr. T, fool.
I'm trying to think. Mart. What could that be? That's awesome.
If I was still in high school, I'd probably try to get. I'd probably try to get Eat Me, but that won't work. They're not going to give me that. But I'm going to try this one. IFRTD.
I don't think that would fly.
Too bad. All right, so don't ask for any of those. Before we bring our special guest on, a musical guest today, we got some music news. Reba McEntire and the guy she's been hanging out with, Rex Lynn, are engaged. Reba was married to Narvel Blackstock for years, and it was his son that just recently died. He was the one that was married to Kelly Clarkson for a while. But Reba's engaged. Kenny Chesney coming out with a new release, and he won't sing one song. It's an audiobook. Kenny's coming out with an audiobook called Heart Life Music. Going to talk about the people who inspired him along the way. Kenny, don't forget your boy here. And that'll be out November 4th. Of course, Taylor Swift's new album is coming out October 3rd. That is the Life of a Showgirl, one day after the Bill Althouse Life of a Gigolo. It's going to be,
It's going to be a good book.
God, I wonder if yours is going to be like this too. But the new album will be heading to movie screens. I don't know if you knew this or not.
No.
Starting October 3rd, Life of a Showgirl hits theaters. This film will only be in theaters that weekend. The last showing will be October 5th. So you can even go watch the movie for that.
Wow. How does that girl get everything she does in a 24-hour period?
I don't know.
It's unreal.
What I want to know is she just keeps thinking of new ways, and I don't want to say to make money because that's not really true, but new ways to do things in her career.
I know.
I mean, the Life of a
I know.
The Eras tour was all over the world. I mean, I don't know, but good for her.
Absolutely
I'm
good for
convinced
her.
She's a brilliant artist.
Yes.
Say what you want.
Absolutely.
My favorite band of all time, besides the Beatles, is coming out with their 50th anniversary edition of one of the best albums ever. Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here.
Oh, yeah.
Pink Floyd, 50 anniversary. It's going to feature multiple discs, all kinds of alternate versions and demos, 16 live recordings. I've never heard a band sound better live than they. And you can get it. There'll be 3 album vinyls. You can get it in CDs, Blu-ray, digital, deluxe box set, and that's coming out just in time for Christmas, December 12th.
How about cassettes? Remember when we were talking about Taylor's new albums
out
in a cassette?
I was looking to see if it's had on cassette, but,
Wow.
I don't know. I know that'd make you happy. Do you know what album holds the record for the most weeks on the Billboard 200 album chart of all time? Of all time.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I knew you would get it.
Yeah.
And you ready for this? 990 weeks. Can you get out a calculator and tell me how many years that is?
Wow.
It's almost 20. Shit, I can't add it up in my head. 990 weeks. That beats out Taylor. You were going to say Taylor Swift? No.
Yeah.
The Chipmunks Christmas record? No. 990 weeks, and there's and you think about albums like Fleetwood Mac Rumor.
Sure,
that's like in the 650 range, something like that.
Thriller,
Thriller is 739 weeks. Nirvana, same thing. Got any idea what might be second? And you know what? It's getting close. It's a greatest hits album. And it's not the Eagles.
That's what I was gonna.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking.
You ready?
Yeah.
Legend, the best of Bob Marley and the Wailers. 904 weeks.
What?
Who the hell would have known that? 904 weeks.
Love Bob Marley, but you could have given me 100 guesses, and that wouldn't have been in the top 100.
Yeah, so there you go.
That's awesome.
Little OG rock and roll trivia right there for you guys. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get into some really, really good music here. This fella is one of the most popular performers in Kansas City and has been for a long time. He's played not only in Kansas City, he's played around the country, spent a lot of time in Nashville. You can still see him playing around Kansas City a lot. He's got an interesting backstory, too, which we're going to get into. He's a fire captain here on the Kansas City, Missouri Fire Department. And I'm talking about Noe Palma. All right, so we're sitting here talking with Noe Palma. Noe, you and I have known each other for a long, long time. You've been playing in Kansas City and around here for a long, long time. But you know what? I'm a hell of a lot older than you. So how'd that work out?
I don't know. Just don't put any numbers to how long.
No worries about that. So obviously, you're a local guy. You're born independent. You're from Independence.
Yep.
That's my hometown, Independence, Mo. Did you go? Which of the schools did you go to?
Fort Osage.
Fort Osage. I did a lot of baseball coaching at Fort Osage.
Really?
But you were into sports too. But
I was.
So music, sports, and first responders. Let's go in that order. Tell us the story here. How these things all get involved?
Growing up, I had a very musical family. My dad learned how to speak English through Beatles music and all other types of, or more like American type music. And so it always carried in and was playing around the house. My mom was always singing harmony, so unfortunately I never learned how. Don't tell anybody. But there was always good. There was always some type of music going around, and somebody was always singing. So it was a natural thing, and my brother's exactly the same way. So we just I started listening to all the types of music that my dad was usually blaring, and Kenny Rogers and Stevie Wonder, the Eagles, on and on, and there was a lot of stuff in there that I loved singing, and I even was trying to be like Michael Jackson at one point. I had the same type, real high voice until age kicked in. Yeah. But that's how music was always embedded into me, just because of my parents.
When did you start playing guitar?
That's funny. Not until college.
No way.
Yeah.
Come on. I thought you were going to say when I was 10 or 11. Like me, I started when I was 10.
Nope.
How'd you get so much damn better than me?
I'm a rhythm player.
Well, so am I.
And I know 5 chords. But that was just constant practice, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's interesting about that. So let's talk about the sports angle. You were obviously interested in music, but sports was a big part of your life growing up.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. We didn't have a lot of toys, not because we were poor or anything like that. We just preferred to have sports equipment, and I was always playing something: basketball, soccer. I did soccer in junior high, and then I played basketball the whole time until I found out that I really loved volleyball, and I stuck with volleyball just because it was more natural to me. And I think the funniest thing about it is that it's the only sport you can intentionally hit the other person with the ball, and that really excited me. And I was always, back in the day, I used to be able to jump pretty good. Yeah. So both my parents played in rec leagues and stuff like that, and I would fill in every once in a while. And apparently I got good enough to get a scholarship to go to Columbia College, and that helped pay for my school. Well, paid for my school, so.
That's great. Do you remember him playing around here?
Well, when you were in high school, was it just a club sport?
It was a club sport.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Because now I believe this year it is sanctioned by the Missouri Sports Activities Association. Awesome. So there are kids getting big time scholarships. Boys getting big time scholarships.
That's awesome.
And back in the day, some basketball players from Truman High School invited me to come watch them play, and it was their power forward and their center. like you say, they crushed. These kids were crying, when's this over?
Yeah.
So the
men's game is a lot different than the women's game.
Yes. Yes.
Women's game is all about defense and controlling the tempo of the game.
Yes.
Men's is just how soon you can get it down.
It's power.
Yeah, it's all power.
Yeah. When you went to college, what was that transition like, going from a club sport, and I'm sure you played year-round, but then going to a collegiate area where, I'm sure there's a little scholarship money involved.
There was. It started out actually as a club at my college, but then after that second year I was there, it turned into a sanctioned sport for the school. It only lasted for a little bit, but just to backtrack, I first got my first scholarship at Park College, and I sat the bench, and I didn't like that. And then, which is funny, is that the coach of Columbia College saw me in a video or something like that, and had me try out. He happened to be a former NBA player for the Celtics, 79 and 80. Wow. So he played with Bird. So he was a very impressive man to be around.
Yeah.
Tall, lanky, very athletic, whatever. And I was like, well, I know this guy knows his stuff. He knows how to be good, because obviously he's got a ring. So I was like, I think I'd want to play for this guy if I want to be my best. So I was like, yeah, I'd love to play here. So the transition was difficult because the pace of the game was completely different from high school, of course. Mm-hmm. Instead of me being the average height in this area, I was one of the shorter guys, but I played front row because the way I could jump and move fast and stuff like that. But it was an amazing time in my life because I was just loving every single second of it. Whether we were running lines and he's making us puke, but I didn't care because I loved practice, and then I loved the games even more. So, that was a great time in my life.
I was a sports writer at the Examiner 43 years, and Fort Osage holds a very special place in my heart. I've got so many good friends, most of them now retired, that coached out there. A lot of young friends that played out there. And the thing that I always enjoyed about a volleyball match was I would go and I'm like, okay, who's going to be the superstar in this match? They had a young lady that she could have walked down any hall in any school in the nation, and you wouldn't have thought, now that is a stallion right there. Once she stepped on that court, I think she's 5'8", 5'9". She middle hitter, and she's now playing at Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
And it's so cool to see that growth and development. Mm-hmm. So I was fascinated when I found out you had that volleyball background.
Yeah, there was just a lot of aspects to volleyball that I didn't know. When I found out in college, I was like, man, this is more like an NBA game or an NFL game, because there's a lot of plays. There's a lot of deception. There's a lot of vocal things that you can just do to mess somebody up, and I found that awesome.
Yeah. Well, communication is so important in volleyball.
Yep, for sure.
So you're in college. You're picking up guitar.
Yeah.
You still love music. You love volleyball. What did you major in college? Did you major in fire safety, or how did you get to the fire department?
Really, it was. I tried to find I thought the easiest way out, just so I could play volleyball. But I ended up majoring in business administration with an emphasis in management.
Got it.
Graduated with that, and I was a volunteer fireman in high school, my senior year. I thought that might be what I wanted to do, but I wasn't really sure. My stepfather was, at the time, a captain in Kansas City Fire Department, and I was still looking for what I wanted to do, and I knew that music is something that is a very powerful tool. You can have a terrible day, but if you find that right song, it can switch your mood just like that. That's awesome medicine, and that's actually a lot of power in one person, just to be able to change somebody's thoughts. So I noticed that I liked helping people. And so I was like, well, let's try that fire department thing. Because he told me, he's like, if you want to keep doing music, we work 9 days a month, and you can do whatever you want in between those other days. I was like, well, that's a great idea. So it actually worked out about 3 years after I graduated college. No, 2 years after I graduated college, I got hired by Kansas City. So I left Columbia at 97 in the fall of 97, and then I got picked up in the fall of 99 in Kansas City Fire.
And you're a fire captain now.
I am.
How long is that? When did you get that promotion?
2.5 years ago, something like that.
It's funny because most of the people I know who you are, and so many people
Still
that I
blows
talk
my
to
mind.
say, but did you know he's a fire captain? A what? I said, yeah, he's on the fire department. A lot of people do know that, but a lot of people don't. And, so you are so well known in this area and really all around, because you met a friend of mine. You met a guy named Scott Simon. I didn't you didn't know we knew one another.
No.
I know Scott Simon. I've known Scott for years. In fact, the last time I saw him was the last time McGraw was here or something.
Wow.
And Scott was here, and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing, boy?" And so I've known Scott Simon. And then when I was reading more about you, you know Scott Simon. In fact, how did that all come about? Scott Simon, by the way, is Tim McGraw's manager. He owns a company in Nashville called RPM, which is pretty big time.
Yeah. He's
Pretty
had
big time. So how'd you meet him?
his sister is married to. He was the lead guitarist for Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Randall Chowning.
Okay.
Randall Chowning was good friends with my friend on the fire department's dad, who was a chief.
Yeah.
And they were talking, and they just sent a message, and Randall came out, and he was living in Nashville with Janie. Janie is his wife. That's Scott's sister.
Yeah.
He came down and saw a show of mine. He says, "Hey, I want to talk to you tomorrow." I said, "Okay." So we had a little lunch. He says, "Why don't you come and meet Scott Simon, and let's talk to RPM management. I think you got a good fit." I'm like, "Okay, I don't know what it's about, and I'm just excited to go to Nashville." So we had this little meeting, and basically Scott said, "I want you to come to Nashville once a month. I need you to write. I need you to, meet all these people, and let's work together."
What'd you think of Scott? To me, he's always one of the nicest, sweetest guys.
Yeah.
Real down-to-earth guy.
Yeah. I liked him immediately.
Yeah.
So we did that, and I was just writing with Randall a whole bunch and other guys around town, and basically it runs its course because new and improved models come through his door all the time. Yeah. So I just kept getting pushed back and back and back and back. But I got great stories out of it.
I'm sure.
Awesome stories, meeting Tim and Faith and go to Writers Round and the rumors, remember Shotgun Jackson?
Good friend of mine. Yeah.
He calls me and goes, "I know this is not true, but I want to hear it from you. Is Tim picking you up in his plane every time?" I'm like, "No." No, he's not.
No, Tim, the Southwest pilot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, I made a lot of good contacts and met a lot of beautiful people and made a lot of memories for sure. Music is a nasty industry as far as being a musician. I can't imagine what it is like for you guys. But from being an artist standpoint, it's a dog-eat-dog world there. I'm sure a lot of people don't want to hear it, but it really is. But I wouldn't have changed anything for sure.
Well, and for many of us that have had that lifestyle, I played 5 years on the road too, and was in a terrible accident that resulted in one death of a player. But again, if it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't have met my wife, who was a singer in another band, and we're still together. So,
that's awesome.
One thing leads to another, and, you're playing, I'm still playing, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It is a real good thing. One other connection you and I have, we've known each other for a long time, but we've gotten really close over the last couple of years because you and I both, of course, I spend a lot of my time at Hero Fund USA as their public information officer, but you spend just about as much time with Hero Fund USA doing just numerous charitable events for pretty much anything that our CEO Daryl Smith asked for. But really, I appreciate that. What Hero Fund is about, and I've told you guys many times, but just to reiterate, we provide state-of-the-art protective gear for first responders, for police officers, firefighters, and emergency personnel. and you've done a lot of shows. You got the biggest event that we do every year, the Dining with Heroes Gala on November 4th. You're going to be doing that. We were together, about 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
You were doing something there too. But why Hero Fund? I mean, you mentioned you get approached all the time to do stuff.
As far as charity, yeah. But it was an easy. Actually, we met through Jamie Bluma.
Yeah, Bluma,
former Royals player.
Yep.
He told me about this organization. I'm like, that's perfect. I mean, because it's helping out my brothers and sisters that are going through situations all the time and they don't have the right gear. That's not right. You shouldn't be putting yourself on the line and getting the bare minimum to do your job. Right. And Daryl's like, all you have to do is just sing a little bit, and I'm like, you got it. That's easy. I mean, I don't have to give much of my time at all, but if it helps the organization that much more, yeah, I'm in.
Well,
for sure.
And you'll be performing at that, but you and I co-host it.
Yeah, which was a blast last year.
With Chris Dupree, who's the public information officer for the Lee Summit Police Department, and we had a blast doing that.
That was good.
We're going to do it again. Let me ask you a question, because our friend, your close friend, Tate Stevens, he won the X Factor, got the big contract and whatever, and there have been other people around here that have gone on these certain shows. Did you ever think about auditioning for American Idol, The Voice, The X Factor, AGT, any of that? Did that ever cross your mind?
So do you remember there was one called Nashville Star?
Absolutely. The first winner was it Chris Young? I think Chris Young was the first one. And you know who came in second? Miranda Lambert. Yeah, so go ahead.
That's funny. Me and my band were in it.
You were with Broken Cowboys then, right? Was that who you were with? Because I remember you guys.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that name forever.
Yeah.
We made it all the way to the semifinals, and there was a lot of rules to that.
Really?
During the competition, my drummer had dropped out, so I had to pick up another drummer. According to the rules, you cannot switch any band members. Well, I didn't tell him.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not just a drummer.
Yeah,
it's just another person. It's not like I'm changing the lead singer of the band. According to that, one person said that, and another, we were in the semifinals, and another person said we were too rock and roll. So I said, okay, but we made it to the semifinals, and it was like at Hale Arena or something like that downtown, and we were playing on a big stage in the arena, and just had a blast. And I thought we killed it, and they said, no, you took second.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I mean, I feel like a lot of these reality type competitions are pretty much predetermined within the first month.
I kind of think so too.
It feels like it. Whatever fits the narrative for what's going around in the country at the time,
right?
Which is okay, but I always wanted to do it the hard way. I wanted to earn my stripes.
Well, on The Voice, they told Luke Combs he didn't have the look they were looking for. Yeah, and Morgan Wallen finished 6th.
Yeah. I want to know what those guys are doing now.
I don't know. I don't think they've done much. But let's get into you playing some music, man.
Why not?
We're talking with Noe Palma, who is just a star in this town and is a star in so many ways, musically, as a firefighter, and just an all-around good guy. You want to play something?
Sure, love
play
to.
Play a couple tunes.
All right. So I've had this song probably for 4 or 5 years. One day I just had a title, and I was working with a writer out of Nashville, and I said, all I've got is a title right now. And but this is the background that I want it to be about. I told him, I always say have one for me. The reason why is because I miss so many events because of the fire department or a gig or something like that. And I miss a lot of family events, a lot of social gatherings and things like that. And I always wanted to have a song saying, man, I wish I could have been there, but I have this going on, or I have this going on. And I climbed through all the song lyrics and song titles I could, and I could never find one that said, have one for me. I'm like, really? People say this all the time. How can that not be a song? Maybe I missed it or not, but anyway, we got to I gave him the title, and I gave him a few ideas, and he sent it back, and I was like, shoot, that is freaking awesome. So I sat with it and sat with it and sat with it, and I just wasn't ready to try it for some reason until the right moment happened in my life. And as soon as I made Captain, and I was talking to Daryl about he needing a new song, I was like, I think I might have the song. It doesn't really say I'm a fireman, blah, 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 or anything like that. It just puts you in that space where, man, I'm gone so much, but please, I'm thinking of you guys, but just have one for me. And we ended up recording it, and I couldn't be happier. Well, I'm not there, I wish I could be, but there's a job to do that's counting on me. Well, in my heart, yeah, you know I'm right there. So when you gather around, leave an empty chair, raise a glass to years gone past. Talk about memories that still make us laugh. Have one for health, have one for luck, have one for me. You know it ain't fair that I ain't there, 'cause Lord, I'd love to be, but in a way I am when you have one for me. Yeah, I'm so proud of this work of mine. Well, I get to serve folks out here on the front lines. Well, that don't mean, yeah, that I don't ache. Wishing I was there with you today. Yeah, I'll raise a glass to years gone past. Talk about memories that still make us laugh. Have one for health, have one for luck, have one for me. You know it ain't fair that I ain't there, 'cause Lord, I'd love to be, but in a way I am when you have one for me. Yeah. Raise a glass to years gone past. Talk about memories that still make us laugh. Have one for health, have one for luck, have one for me. You know it ain't fair that I ain't there, 'cause Lord, I'd love to be, but in a way I am when you have one for me. Yeah. But in a way I am when you have one for me.
Wow, just an awesome composition there. That's an original tune from Noe Palma. I want to remind you, next week we will have yet another special guest in studio. He is the first responder's first responder. His name is Daryl Smith, and he's with Hero Fund USA. This is a fascinating story about a fascinating organization here in Kansas City that does a lot for fellows like Noe, providing protective gear, state-of-the-art protective gear for first responders in our community. Also, check us out on full podcast episodes or on YouTube, Spotify, Patreon. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Please like and especially subscribe to us. And we'll be back with another episode of Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure. Bill Althouse, Tony Stevens, one more time, Noey Palma.
I bet you don't even know who the hell I am. I can't believe I'm standing here shaking your hand. I should be cursing your name, throwing a fist, making a scene, but the truth of it is that mistake you made last year. Buddy, I owe you a beer. letting her go, breaking her heart, leaving her lonely, falling apart while your goodbye midnight tail lights faded right into the dark. For being the one who disappears so I could be the one to wipe away your tears. Sure am glad I ran into you here, buddy, I owe you a beer. I guess you know now just what it is you had, 'cause you've been hitting her up, trying to get her back. Yeah, you probably think that I should hate you. She's mine now, well I'ma thank you for letting her go, breaking her heart, leaving her lonely, falling apart while your goodbye midnight tail lights faded right into the dark. For being the one who disappears so I could be the one to wipe away your tears. Sure am glad I ran into you here, buddy, I owe you a beer. Buddy, I owe you a beer. I guess you know now as you had. As I'm sitting right here on this bar stool, I ain't gotta tell you, yeah, you're a damn fool for letting her go, breaking her heart, leaving her lonely, falling apart while your goodbye midnight tail lights faded right into the dark. Yeah, for being the one who disappears so I could be the one to wipe away your tears. Sure am glad I ran into you here, buddy, I owe you a beer. Buddy, I owe you a beer. Oh yeah.